Hello traders, and welcome to another exciting edition of our weekly XAUSD and GBPUSD trade analysis. Okay, so I'm excited to be here with you as we dive into the dynamic world of forex trading. So in today's video, we'll be dissecting the price action for XAUSD and GBPUSD, identifying key and potential levels on the charts, and discussing potential strategies for the week ahead.
Alright guys, so this is GBP USD, as you can see on my screen, on the daily time frame. So we're going to be doing the analysis from the daily time frame down to the 1 hour time frame, so we can pick out zones that we need to be looking out for. So guys, right here on GBP USD, we can first note that GBP USD is currently on an uptrend. As you can see, price has been breaking the higher highs right here. It broke this higher high, also broke this one right here, and has also broken this higher high right here. So that's the first thing we need to take note of. Price is currently on an uptrend on GBP USD on the daily time frame. The second thing we need to take note of is price currently broke this higher high, or we could consider this a break of structure. So this is currently a break of structure from price, so I will mark this out right here on the daily time frame. So price has currently broken this structure, which is the higher high right here, and as you can see, we will also mark out this support right here. This is a valid support. I will extend this back to this zone right here. As you can see, remember I said in our videos in our tutorial, whenever price breaks above a high or below a zone, it comes back to retest the zone to confirm its movement of continuation to, you know, the upside or the downside. So in this case, price currently broke above a resistance zone or a higher high, in an uptrend, and it came back to retest it right here to turn it into a support before continuing upward. So as you can see, we can consider this zone as a very valid support zone, because price has been unable to break below this zone right here. As you can see, this was a breakout. This is our first step where price came back to retest it. Price continued upward, broke this structure and still came back to retest this support zone right here before the market closed for the weekend. For next week, we'll be expecting price to respect this support zone, thereby continuing its movement to the upside. I'll just quickly draw that out. Continuing its movement to the upside, guys, by breaking above this resistance right here. But in the case where price decides to break below this support zone right here, you can expect price to continue its movement to the downside, guys. So on the daily time frame for GBPUSD, we could expect two scenarios. One, for this support zone to hold right here. Since price has broken above this structure, we would expect this support zone to hold right here. Or in a case where price decides to break below this support zone, remember this is the week, we can expect price to give us a confirmation. Remember, whenever price breaks below a zone, it has to give us a confirmation by retesting it or before continuing to the downside, guys. So quickly, we are going to move over to the 4 hours time frame on GBPUSD, so we can also see some zones that we need to be looking out for, guys. Alright guys, so this is the 4 hours time frame for GBPUSD. As you can see on my screen, price was currently moving downward. On the 4 hours time frame. So we are going to be marking out few zones that we expect price to either break out from or possibly respect on the 4 hours time frame. So but then I'll quickly change this into a line chart, so we could see the zones clearly and mark them out. So this is the first zone I'm going to be marking out, the first resistance zone right here on the line chart. So this is the second resistance zone I'm going to be marking out right here on the line chart, guys. Let's not forget this support right here. This is a very valid support on the 4 hours time frame, so I'm going to be also marking out this zone right here. Sorry, I'll take that off. I'll mark this zone right here too as a valid resistance zone on the 4 hours time frame, and then lastly we are going to be marking out this support right here on the 4 hours time frame. So right here, these are resistance zones and this is the support zone right here. We can expect price to continue upward to this zone, but in a case where price breaks above this zone, then we can expect continuation to the upside for price. But just on the other scenario, if price decides to break below this support zone, I'm just going to use a rectangular tool to mark this out. If price decides to break below this support zone right here, then it's a confirmation for us on the bigger time frame that price is going to be moving downward, guys. So what we are looking out for on the 4 hours time frame is price breaking above this resistance zone or possibly below this support zone right here. So either breakouts confirm its movement to the upside or the downside. So the breakout of this resistance zone on the 4 hours time frame can confirm price movement to the upside, while on the other scenario, a break below this support zone on the 4 hours time frame will confirm price movement to the downside, guys. So quickly on GBP USD, we'll still move over to the 1 hour time frame, so we can also see some zones that we need to be paying close attention to, guys. Alright guys, so right here on the 1 hour time frame for GBP USD, we are just going to be marking out some zones right here. As you can see, price looks bearish on the 1 hour time frame. You can see some continuations to the downside by price breaking lower lows on the 1 hour time frame. So right here, I'm just going to be marking out a few zones. This is one of the zones I'm going to be marking out, just like on the 4 hour time frame. Mark out this resistance zone right here. I also mark out this recent lower low right here. So as you can see, guys, price is currently looking like a range in between these two zones. So what we need to be looking out for on the 1 hour time frame for GBP is a breakout of either of these zones. We need to be looking out for a breakout. So a breakout of either of these zones will confirm price movement, just like on the 4 hours time frame, to the upside or towards the downside, guys. But if you take a look at this closely, you will see that price has much more tendency of breaking below this support zone, guys, because as you can see right here, price has been breaking below lows. This was a lower low and price break below it. This was also a lower low and price broke below it. So we need to be looking out for two scenarios. The first scenario we're looking at, guys, is price breaking above this resistance zone, and then remember, always a retest as a confirmation before continuing upward, or price breaking below this support, giving us a confirmation of any kind, of any sort, before continuing downward, guys. So guys, basically for GBP USD, we expect the support zone on the bigger time frame, which is the daily time frame. Remember, we saw a support zone to hold and price continue to the upside. But in a scenario where price breaks below that support zone on the bigger time frame, then we'll be expecting price to give us a confirmation, which will happen on the lower time frame before continuing to the downside, guys. But generally on GBP USD, we expect the support zone on the bigger time frame to hold, guys. So we'll move over to XAU USD to see and also pick out some zones that we need to be looking out for on our weekly analysis, guys. Alright guys, so welcome back. So right here on my screen is XAU USD. So we are going to be doing a top-down analysis on this pair right here. First of all, we want to note the trend of the market. As you can see, XAU USD is currently on an uptrend. So we can pick out some zones as the second thing we do. Pick out this zone right here as the higher high the price has formed. So I'm going to extend this right here, and I'm going to pick out this zone right here as the very valid support zone that price formed, and also this zone right here as also another support zone that price has formed, guys. So we still expect, as you can see, it has not gotten to our zone since price is currently on an uptrend. Remember, on an uptrend you expect price to be breaking above higher highs. So right here on XAU USD, we're expecting price to continue its movement to the upside. Remember, it's currently on the movement to the upside. We expect price to continue its movement to the upside to respect this resistance zone, or possibly or most likely break out of it to continue to the upside. So guys, I'm just going to draw that out. Expect price to continue its movement to the upside to respect this zone right here, or possibly break out of it to continue to the upside. But in a case where price breaks below this support right here, you want to look out for a confirmation that tells you that price is going to continue to this support zone right here, guys. So just a quick recap on the daily time frame for XAUUSD, we still expect movement to the upside to respect this resistance zone. But in the case where price breaks below this support, this is a very valid support, you want to look out for price continuing downward to the next support zone just below, guys. So quickly, guys, we're going to move over to the 4 hours time frame. So we're going to be picking out zones and clear more visible zones that we need to be looking out for, guys. Alright guys, so this is the 4-hour time frame for XAUUSD. As you can see, price on the daily time frame was on an uptrend. Right here, price is looking bearish, price is looking like it's on a downtrend. But you need to take note of something. You can see that this was a lower low and price broke below it right here. As you can see, it formed another lower low. But something interesting happened right here, guys. Take note. Price broke above this high right here. So I'm just going to mark that out. You can see that price broke above this zone right here. Initially, to continue its movement to the downside, price was just supposed to reverse around somewhere around here by retesting the support zone, then give us a reversal to the downside. But price continued upward on the 4 hours time frame and broke above this high right here. So we are going to still be looking out for price continue its movement to the upside by breaking above these zones to respect this zone. Remember, it's not very different from what we expected on the daily time frame. So we are looking out for, I'm just going to mark out this zone. Price continuing its movement to the upside to respect this zone right here. A continuation of the movement of price to respect this zone right here I just marked out, or possibly breaking out of that zone to continue to the upside. Remember, this is our point where we said price broke. Initially, since price was on the movement to the downside, we were expecting price to reverse around this zone, confirming that price is going to move to the downside. But interestingly, price broke above this high right here, so we expect price to still continue upward to respect this zone right here, this resistance zone, or break above it to continue its movement to the upside, guys. But on the flip side, if price decides to reverse its movement downward, we expect this zone right here to hold on the 4 hours time frame. We expect this resistance zone to hold. Remember, whenever price breaks above a particular zone, it comes back to retest it. So if price decides to move downward, expect this zone right here to hold. But if price breaks below that zone, then we can get the confirmation that price is going to continue downward, guys. So quickly, we are going to still move over to the 1 hour time frame, so we can also see some zones that we can milk from on the coming week, guys. Okay, so right here on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that the little movement on the 4 hour time frame is very massive right here on the 1 hour time frame. You can see the high that we marked out on the 4 hours time frame right here. So I'm just going to be marking out another zone that confirms our notion, guys. So this is a support zone on the 1 hour time frame. As you can see, we can consider this a double bottom pattern where price came here, moved up and also came back to retest it before its movement to the upside. So right here we can also mark out another zone. We can also mark out this zone as a valid resistance zone, of which price has broken out from. We still expect movement to the upside, but if there's going to be a little downward movement, we expect price to respect this zone right here. I'm just going to move this zone downward. We expect price to drop a little bit. If there's going to be a drop, we expect price to drop a little bit to this zone to respect this zone right here before continuing its movement to the upside. But on the flip side, if price decides to break below this zone, go below this zone right here, we expect price to continue downward to the next support zone just below. So generally for XAU USD, we still expect some bullish movement from XAU USD, just like we said on the daily time frame. We still expect price to continue upward to respect this resistance zone or possibly break out of it to the upside. In a scenario where price breaks below the support zone right here, then we can wait for a confirmation of price movement to the downside, guys. So that will be it for XAUSD, and also that will be it for our forecast. Please do well to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also turn on notifications to get notified whenever we post our YouTube videos or forecast. And also do well to join our community. The links will be displayed on the description of the video below. You don't want to miss out on any of our updates. We drop a lot of alphas in our community, a lot of gigs, and we also share free signals of which you can benefit a lot from. Aside from that, we also offer a lot of exclusive packages in our Telegram community that you can benefit from, guys. So do well to join our community, guys. And also you could be part of our Twitter spaces, where you can get opportunities to connect with a lot of professionals in the forex trading industry. Please do well to be part of it, and I will see you next week, same channel, same time. GM, guys.